Hello YouTube land, this is going to be part 3 in a series of videos about my recent pickups from the Tennessee State Numismatic Society show that was held in Chattanooga, Tennessee on the first weekend of March. If you saw part 1 of the video, it was going to be all the silver coins I picked up, like this Canadian dollar from 1958, and part 2 of that series was some British uncirculated sets like the one kind of on the top half of the screen. This is going to be part 3 of this series. It's going to be all of the non-precious metal coins that I picked up, or pretty much everything else. We're going to start with this, perhaps the nicest coin, certainly the most expensive coin that I picked up during the show. This is from Great Britain. It is dated 1797. We flip it over. We have King George III on it, and this is the same king that the U.S. defeated to become independent, so there's kind of a little yay America in that. But if you look at the coin, this is one of the thickest coins you'll ever see, and this was a 2 pence coin. It looked fairly similar to the 1 pence coin, but they tried the 2 pence coin like this made out of copper for quite a while. People thought it was too heavy. I believe they only made it for 1 year because just who wants coins this heavy? This might be the heaviest coin in my collection. I guess I need to look that up. You may have seen a previous video I did called Something Old, Something New, Something Borrowed, Something Blue, where I had another ancient thick coin from Russia that was a 5 kopek coin that was also quite heavy, but I think this one has it beat. While we're looking at British coins, here is another one with from King George III, much well worn, so it's a lot cheaper, but it has a date, I believe, of 1806 on the side, and same design on the obverse the reverse as the previous one, except it's a lot smaller, and this one is a halfpenny. While we're looking at medieval era coins, here's one from the 1600s. It is from France. This side is in pretty good shape, but because the other side, you can't see a single thing on it, made it this coin fairly cheap. Then we have another coin from the 1600s. This one is from Spain. I haven't looked this one up yet, but this is probably going to be like 2 Maravedis or something like that, so I'll have to research this one a little bit later, but that is the last of the old coins that I picked up. I'm going to look at some carded coins now. This one is from Bulgaria, 10 leva. Bulgaria is one of the few countries outside of Russia that uses their Cyrillic alphabet. Look on the back. I don't know what the story is of what's going on here, but it has the number 814 in the bottom corner. Looks like perhaps a knight on a horse looking down on a lion. Thought that was an interesting design. Next up, we have a place that you may have never heard of. This is St. Pierre and Miquelon. This is my first coin from St. Pierre and Miquelon, which is why I was willing to pay a couple of dollars for this one. It was a territory of France, so it is going to say 1 franc on it. And at the time, a lot of the French territories had a very similar look, made out of aluminum with that design on them. Next up, we have a coin from San Marino. This is going to be 500 liras. San Marino's logo usually shows 3 castles. And which San Marino hero are they displaying on this coin? It's going to be Albert Einstein, who, of course, was not from San Marino. This coin is dated 1984 and is bimetallic. Next up, I did get an American coin this time. This is, if you don't recognize it, this is a Flying Eagle cent. This is what the United States minted before the Indian head pennies. I believe they only made these for about 2 or 3 years, and I didn't have one because usually coins in even rough shape sell for $15. I got this one for $2, and it is in quite rough shape, but yeah, this is my first Flying Eagle cent. Not only is it well worn, it's got that little tiny hole in the bottom. Next up, I paid $1 for this coin. It is from the British Virgin Islands, made in 1975. This is strange because it's got a proof-like finish on it, but you can tell that this coin has been out and about quite a bit because it's tarnished, got dirty. I don't know if someone spilled something on it, but we turn it over and it is $1. And so if it was still in proof-like condition, it would be worth a lot more, and it still has a lot of that proof mirror-like shine to it. This next bag right here is going to be some of the, as far as the less expensive coins, kind of the highlights that I picked up. Everything in this stack right here was a total of $5 because this dealer had 6 coins for $1, and when they're that cheap, I'm willing to buy a few in case I get it wrong, and I am willing to take the chance. We're going to start with a 50 peso coin. This was only minted in 1984. Has kind of an interesting finish to it. It had shows some kind of Aztec or Mayan princess or god or something like that on it. I tried practicing the name and I'm not going to be able to pull it off. So, but that is certainly an interesting design. Let's find the other coin from Mexico that was in this stack. We have, I love these Mexico coins because the picture on the back is usually going to be an eagle holding a snake in its beak on top of a cactus, but there's some subtle differences on them. This one was a 50 centavos, that's 50 cents, and quite a large coin for a copper coin made back then when the peso was still made out of silver. Next up, we're going to turn to the Soviet Union, where we have this 1 ruble coin right here. And this one honors the centennial of the birth of Vladimir Lenin. So he was born in 1870, so 100 years later they made this ruble coin. Another commemorative Soviet coin is another ruble. This one, it has XX on it. This was the 20th anniversary of some war victory from World War II. So this was made sometime in the 1960s. Next we have here's a shiny coin. This is a fairly modern coin. This is from China, 5 jiao, or half a yuan. So hopefully that one doesn't have the coronavirus on it. We'll move to this 5 kroner coin from Denmark with Frederick the Ninth. 5 kroner. Next we have a coin from Turkey. 2.5 lira, minted in 1960. Next up, we're going to show a couple of Irish coins. All the Irish coins have a harp on them, dating 1959. This is a 2 florin. I mean, a 1 florin, which is the same as 2 shilling. That's why it has the 2S on it. They use the same confusing British monetary system at the same time. But once they turn to the decimal system, here is a 2 pence coin. And I already had this coin, but since this one is in, has a couple scratches, but it's in nearly in circulated condition, I might go ahead and use this to replace the other coin that was in my collection. Next up, we're going to look at something from Iceland. This is 10 kroner. We have some fish on there. And here is the front of a modern Iceland coin. Has a 4-part design on it. From Peru, we have 100 sols dated 1980. And there is the Peruvian shield, a nice large coin. Oftentimes these Middle Eastern coins are difficult to understand. I certainly can't read any of what's written around the name of this person, but on the back, thankfully, sometimes they have English on them. This one says the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan. This coin is dated 1992 and is 5 piastres. 5 in Arabic is a circle. Another Arabic coin. This one is the United Arab Emirates. This one is 20 fils, I believe, and has a gazelle on this side. And then next, from Sweden, we have 1 krona. Has a picture of the crown. Flip it over, and it shows King Carl the 16th. This coin dated in 2004. Those were all the coins I did already had in my collection from this one dealer of all these coins for $5. The next half of this are going to be the coins that are new to my collection. Here is a 5 kroner coin dated 1974. This one is from Norway. It's Olav V. From Jamaica, a coin dated 1985. Turn it around, and 25 cents. They had a design like this for several years, but what made this one different is it is the 25th anniversary of the Bank of Jamaica, 1960 to 1985. That is written around the edge of this coin with the hummingbird on it. Next, we're going to look at King George VI of Britain. Was the instead of emperor, here they called it the imperator. This coin is from South Africa, and in 1942 they were also using the same British coin system. That was very confusing. So 1D is 1 pence, and their coins at the time had a sailing ship on the back. We're looking at British coins from 1986. Here is a coin from New Zealand, also with a boat on it, 50 pence. Has a large exploration vessel called the Endeavour with the all of the sails that are on that boat. So very intricate design on that. Another British part of the British Empire, also from the date of George VI in. We have a 10-cent coin from East Africa. I don't know what coins that became part of. I believe maybe Uganda. This one is dated 1941, 10 cents. A lot of the East African coins had a hole inside of it, just like this one. Another British coin. This one is from British Honduras. This is 50 cents. This is not the country of Honduras. Instead, British Honduras became Belize. And so we have Queen Elizabeth on this side. I believe that is going to be all of my British coins. So we're going to move on to some Middle Eastern coins. We have Turkey, 10 kurus, dated 1958. There are several variations of this coin. This one's a little bit thicker than some of the others. So Turkey with the crescent moon and a star. For our next Middle Eastern coin, this one is from Iran, and it's dated 2004. The slash, the upside down heart, and the dot is 250 rials. One more Middle Eastern coin. This one is 5 millims. This coin is from Syria. We flip it over here. There are very similar designs from the 5 millimes coin for quite a while. What sets this one apart is I had to look at some of them did not have the Arabic writing on the top, and some of them did not have a ribbon right above the eagle's head, and that ribbon is in 3 parts. So they only made this coin for 1 year. Next, we're going to look at a coin that is 20 kroner, dated in the year 2000, and this coin was only made for 1 year. The thought here was that it is a road to the future. And this one is also from Norway with King Harald V. I was wrong. I do have one more British coin to show here. This one is from Ceylon. It is that was the British name for what is now known as Sri Lanka. This coin 10 cents, 1944. Flip it over, and we have George VI, King and Emperor of India. For another modern coin, this one was in exchange value. This one was actually quite valuable just in exchange value. We have 25 pesos from the Dominican Republic. On this side, we have Banco Central de la República Dominica, and I cannot read the name of the individual on here on this coin dated 2005. Next, we have a 5 marca coin. This is going to be from Finland, which is also in their language Suomi. 1984. Looks like there is a another boat on this coin. My brother's best friend was a missionary in Finland for many years. Here we have another coin from Iceland. In their language, that's spelled island. Well, we would say island, but it is Iceland. This one is a 50 kroner and has a crab on it. Last coin from this pile is going to be a modern coin from Bolivia. This one is 50 centavos, dated 2010. Our next bag here was a 3 for $1 dealer. I didn't find much that I wanted out of this one, but we're going to start with a modern euro coin from the Netherlands with Queen Beatrix on this side, and it is a 2 cent from the euro time period. Next, we have a well-worn aluminum coin from Nepal. It has a date of 2035 on it because their calendar doesn't quite match up with ours. This is really something from the 1960s. We have a mountain on this side, and I believe that is a cow, although it is well-worn. And the last coin from this dealer was the one that I thought was the most worth it. From India, we have 20 pice. The typical India design on this side. But when we flip it over, we have a coin honoring Mahatma Gandhi, 1869 through 1948. This coin was actually minted, I believe, in the 1960s. So, been looking for that coin for a while and finally found it. Our next bag here is going to be, I don't really know what was in here because this was kind of a grab bag that was $1, but I didn't take the time to find out everything that was in here, but I saw there was one coin inside the bag that was worth paying for, and now we'll just take a look at what's the rest. This was the one coin that I was willing to pay $1 just for this coin, and so everything else is going to be pretty much free out of here. This is from the Netherlands. It is 2.5 golden, dated 1979. There is a 1579 below it. This is the 400th anniversary of the Treaty of Utrecht. This coin was only made for 1 year, and so there is Juliana, Queen of the Netherlands. So I was willing to pay $1 for that coin. Let's see what else is in this $1 grab bag. Here we have King George V. This is a pretty good condition 1 cent coin from 1917. I would not have paid $1 for this because I'm pretty sure I already have that one. Some of these coins are already bagged, and I had trouble seeing what they were inside the bigger bag. This is a German coin, or part of the German Empire, Deutsches Reich, 1875 10 Pfennig. This side seems a lot more well-worn than the other. It has a mint mark of J on it. Here is a 1 lira. Italian coin from 1954 that's made out of aluminum. Here is a New Zealand florin from 1964. I like the kiwi bird, but I don't like how this coin is quite tarnished and green in color. That is not silver. Queen Elizabeth on that side. Nice coin, but I probably have it. Here is a Philippines 1 centavo. For many years, they had a coin of a man in a boat with a volcano in the background. Flip it over. This is back when the Philippines coins were ruled by the United States, and so this side's in pretty good shape. It's dated 1944. I see another Philippines coin in the bag here. This one is also 1 centavo, but it's different because has a different look on it. This one is dated 1904, and so it's a different eagle on top of a shield. That was interesting. We have a Irish harp coin from 1933. One pennon, I think that's says in very ancient archaic English, so 1 pence. See a couple of Mexican coins that are in these little bags. This is a 5 centavos coin from 1955. I believe that is the Josefa coin. And then another one from 1956. So in the following year, they made the same coin much smaller. Another coin in a bag here. That one is really tough to see what that one is. I see a 5 right over my thumb and a date of 1912, 2 small holes in it. And I'm going to say that is a French 5 centimes coin. We have a very common German 5 Pfennig coin. I see those all the time. And 10 centavos, Portugal. Nope, turned around, part of the Portuguese Empire. It is 1960 from Mozambique. I'm going to guess that I had every coin in that bag other than the one that I was particularly looking for. A last bag here is, I don't really deal with tokens all that often, but there was a token dealer there, and I found a few that I thought were interesting. And these first 3 I'm picking up from my mother-in-law. She is a fan of JFK. So this was a kind of a token medallion coin honoring JFK. Born 1917, World War II naval hero, first Catholic president, established the Peace Corps, youngest president to be assassinated, died November 22nd, 1963. Our next shiny coin looks like almost the identical picture on this side, and we've got the seal of the president on the other side. And then finally we have a coin called the Kennedy Mint. I don't know really what that is. It does say bronze on it. That's quite the bronze token here. And again, we have this seal of the United States. And this final one, I recently had a conversation with my wife, since Mardi Gras was not too long ago. I told her that, I thought it'd be interesting to go to Mardi Gras someday. And she said, you don't really want to go. You just want to get some free doubloons or something thrown at you for free. And she was right. All I want is to say that I've gotten one of these coins. And so this one is dated 1971. This is a Mardi Gras plastic token or doubloon or whatever you want to call it. Mardi Gras, New Orleans. The people that put on the parades, they're known as the crews. So this is the crew of Foray, I suppose. So I hope you like this 3-part series of coins from the TNSN or the TSNS show. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.